The link is in the description, I think. Should look. No link in description. In the description of the video, no link? Are you sure about that? Yeah, they're in there. Links are in the description of the video. Howdy. Maybe you'll have to. Yeah, I don't know how to help you, Olson. It's weird, dude. I don't know who does the cutting off. If it's YouTube or what. I wonder if I can put it on. Let me try this real quick. Let me see. YouTube. I wonder if I can add a post. It'll make, maybe create a post. Let's see. Link. If you want to. So I have, let's see. Post. If you go to my community post, probably find it there. So I don't know. Let's see. Go to here. Do your channel posts. Yeah, it's right there. See, it's on the community post. Anyways, I only have until 10 o'clock, and then I'm gonna go to bed. I was perturbed today by I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how I want to say it because well, I guess I can just look at my own experience. Start back there. Before I ever came to the church, or before I had my experience with Christianity, with Christ, I had a lot of perceptions about the character of not only the church but people in church. And not only that, I mean, I had all sorts of perceptions about people in the world, and it's really easy to get frightened and resentful at people who who I'm perceiving to be destructive and harmful. And then, like, so that bothers me, and then I get really bothered by um the kind of the casual um insensitive actions of people. And like and and like, I don't know why uh people take the routes that they do when when they're doing the things that they do. I mean, online's kind of like a really easy place to find this. And today, like I said, online today, I saw this dude who was doing like this live stream. Sure, whoever's here have seen it, and he was doing a live stream on the PBK thing, and that wasn't even that. I didn't watch a lot of it, but I've seen enough of the thing where it was just like this weird kind of like bully moves that were pissing me off. And then on top of it, the guy's like, people are paying him, and I'm just kind of like so annoyed by this. And perhaps this is a moment where I'm wearing my buttons on the outside, and I probably shouldn't be, but I think of how many of us didn't even give the church an opportunity or a glance because of our perceptions of yeah, because of our perceptions of what the church is and the people in it. And I think it's just like this kind of like really, I'm trying to think of the right words. It's like this luxury position where you could just say ridiculous shit about people and kind of like, now, first of all, I know that I know I'm sounding like a sensitive little biatch, and in fact, the dude in the whole uh, the dude was like telling me that uh, in the video that perhaps I missed my dad and that he should be my dad or something, which is, it's just so yeah, the YouTube is and the internet can be like a war zone of sorts, and yeah, and I think, like, how many people uh, will develop kind of malformed or mal-shaped perceptions of the church, like, not only as like somebody being a like insensitive douchebag, but also it's like, oh, that's how I can be in church. I can be an insensitive douchebag to people. Oh, cool. And I can do that. Like to me, and I don't understand. I just don't understand that mode of operating, especially when claiming to be a representative of the highest. And I don't understand that. And I don't understand how, like, you could do it and sleep well at night. And it makes me think, like, I don't trust, like, I just don't trust these people. So, and yeah, I mean, I guess I don't understand the whole troll thing. Maybe I'm upset because I'm not good at it. Maybe I'm not a good troll, and that bothers me. And maybe there's a lot of reasons why I really can't stand trolls. And maybe I should just get over it. So, yeah. So I guess the question is like, how seriously should one take a situation like this? Or do you just be like, whatever, that's just dickheads and whatever? Or is it like, hey, okay. Turn that off. Like, let's say, how am I to handle, or you to handle situations like what happens when you run into kind of like these kinds of situations on the ground? I find that hard to believe that you would. But then again, it's not impossible that weird shit happens on the ground. This happened last year, I think it was, somewhere in my area here. This guy was it was a wine tasting bar with his wife. He has father of 3 daughters, and this drunk dude was at the bar, or at this wine tasting bar or whatever, was outside, and the guy had tattoos. The husband guy had tattoos all over him, and this dude was talking about how he was going to go to hell because he because he got all these tattoos, and he was like drunk, and he pushed the dude, and the dude fell and he hit his head, and he went into the hospital for like a week or something like that, and he came out of the hospital, and like it was like a week later or some shit, the guy just died from brain bleed, because some Christian wanted to be a fucking asshole. And it's like, I can't really blame it on, I don't know, part of me, I don't know who, it's not like I can really blame it on anybody, or on a group of people. Sounds like the guy was just a dickhead drunk who, crossed the line and pushed somebody. But it was also because of he was a drunk asshole with a worldview. And I've been at conferences in TLC around drunk ortho bros talking mad shit, just being completely insensitive. And because I don't know, I don't understand it. So yeah, this is probably a completely pointless stream. But if somebody wants to come on and talk about it, I don't know. The link is in the description. It won't let me post it in the comment section. It's also on a community post if you want the link to get in. I have a lot more thoughts. I guess maybe I have a lot more feelings and thoughts. And that's another thing. Like, we gotten into this place where we denigrate people and say, things like feelings aren't facts. And it's like, well, maybe that's just a stupid ass, a really dumb phrase. Maybe our feelings are important. I don't know. It seems important when they arise within me. And so I'm just, again, I haven't thought this stuff thought it out well to talk about it, but I had some time and it was on my mind and it's bothering the shit out of me. The other thing is, I think in the last decade, we saw a lot of crazy stuff happen in the public sphere. And there's like this kind of grievance, kind of like this, like the whole woke thing and grievances and carrying your grievances into the public realm and spouting them out and marching and doing all the things or whatever the shit is, and there was that, and that was like, and I think those things were really important to people. I don't think that they were just like unimportant to the people who were saying them. I think those people felt really passionate about their grievances, and their grievances were, and I think oftentimes shaped by their own experiences, not always, but sometimes. And this kind of reminded me of what? Hang on a second. All right. Anne was trying to get her dad's attention. She's having difficulties right now. So that's like more important than this, but I can't do anything about that right now. So this weird stuff that's going on between this inter-traditional or interdenominational fighting within the church is just it's weird, and I can't tell exactly what the point is. It seems like a weird like Christian woke thing or something like that. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's like this. It's just weird, and then the kind of mixing that with like the attention economy. So like this dude with I was looking him up. Looks like he worked for VeggieTales for like I don't know 17 years or something like that. So I don't know. He must have got burnt or something. But you know, he's like selling memes. You know, like a meme book. Like this is the weird shit to me. It's like let's how can I best sell some books? I can claim that I'm an Orthodox Christian. Shape, what's up? What's up, dude?
Hey man,
What's happening?
you're up late. You're up real late.
Yeah, I got about 30 minutes before I go to bed.
I listened to you earlier, but I couldn't quite. Were you did you get cyberbullied by a ortho bro?
I don't want to say that, but because I'll sound like a bitch. But yeah, no, I mean, I was just like, I made the mistake of putting in the chat like, what the like, this is weird, and why are you grifting, and why are you being an ortho woke dude? And so I made the mistake of speaking up.
You engaged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I find it completely distasteful and disgusting that people are like paying this guy money hand over fist through the whole 6 hours for him to just like be a disgusting person. I don't understand
Yeah.
it. And to say that, you know, and then like to tell me that I need to go to divine liturgy. Like his mod is like, look up your closest divine liturgy. It's like this is how you guys want to build your church? I don't get it. Um,
Yeah. Have you ever interacted with any gang members before?
um probably.
Yeah, probably in like when you go to rehab and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I've interacted with a few gang members, and it's kind of a similar thing. And they're basically looking for men who have bad relationships with their father. Like, if they don't say it outright, that's kind of like what is going on, you know? And so there's a lot of fatherless men out there. There's a lot of men who think that their dad is weak and liberal and dumb. And so they want to have a strong masculine force. But then the other thing that I was thinking about that whole there's like a well, I'm going to use two big words for it because it's alliteration, but they're Pavlovian polemicists.
Mhm.
So just like the famous Pavlovian response with the dog and the bell rings and then the tongue salivates or whatever. These guys, it's like any statement you say to them is they have this Pavlovian response, which is polemical.
Yeah.
and they can't take a comment as a comment. Everything has to do with what they're talking about. Everything has to be in the right format, and it's fun. It's fun to be a part of a gang, and it's fun to be on the team of the tough guys. Like that's fun to be in. So I understand that part, but for the most part, I'm kind of with you. Like in my mind, the bottom line is it's not Christ-like. And if it were Christ-like, then I would have a lot less to say about it. But the bottom line is you can't you can't be a Christian and not be Christ-like, like, and be kind of striving against Christ-likeness. Um, and then you can just imagine all the stuff that they would say to that. It's like, well, Jesus tossed the temples, and you don't think Jesus cared about right theology? No, we're the one true church. You're making Jesus out to be an adulterer. Like they have all their lines, right? And so that's the
Mhm.
fun of it, is that you can just kind of dole out these lines and watch the people who don't know the tricks
Yeah, yeah. But I
get
don't
caught up by
believe
the
them,
tricks.
like, but I don't believe the motives. Like, why? What's for what? Is it?
You don't
Because I
believe the
really think,
what's the
like,
motives?
yeah, I really think it's just about can I get those Ko-fi dollars for real? Like, I really think that's all it really is.
Maybe.
And
I mean, if it would be a big signal to me if this was like these guys' only job. I mean, I know for a fact Jay Dyer has done some gross stuff in terms of
oh,
like asking for money,
I don't
but
know
I don't.
that dude. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about that. I'm talking about one specific guy. I watched part of his stream. It was
Was
a
it the
six,
guy doing PVK stuff?
yeah, there was
He was
6 hour
okay.
stream. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I watched
six
some of that.
hours, and there was like money coming in left and right the whole time.
I
It's like,
noticed that too, dude. That was one of the things I noticed. I was like, this is crazy. These guys, these young men, they're probably like tech bros, or something. They've got more money than they need. Like,
no,
why can't you?
this guy, he was a
I'm
he's a
talking about his fans.
oh, okay, yeah, but that dude's an animator. He was an animator for like Veggie Tales.
Really?
Yeah, dude, and now he's like an ortho bro.
Jim Bob, that guy was a
Yeah,
VeggieTales guy. I don't
yeah.
remember him from the behind the scenes documentaries. He must
Well,
have played a small role.
yeah. Well,
He's no
whatever,
Phil
dude.
Vischer. He's no Mike Nowicki.
I don't know. I just think it's so weird to me. Like I don't understand. I'm really upset with myself for even getting upset with the shit. Like
Yeah.
it's like, dude, like,
Well, if it makes you feel better, it made me upset too. But I crashed out in a group chat. The group chat you started and then left. It's
yeah.
still going strong, and I was crashing out in it all day about this very topic.
I just don't understand. Like to me, the real sad part is that I know what it's like to be on the outs to not have a connection to something greater than myself and in desperate need of something like that. And I just walk past something because it's fucking assholes are over there, and then I paint the whole map that color,
Yeah.
and it's
Well, the
like,
way I think about it is, to whatever degree I've had disagreements with Luke or Sherry or Lance, boy, that is water under the bridge. I love those guys.
of course, dude, of course, man.
It's like, and I've never had really any type of like big
No,
disagreement with any of them. Just, more so just like theological, like I have disagreements, like I see things differently. But yeah, there's just a certain amount of like vitriol that seems to be um it's kind of what they're doing. It's kind of titillating in kind of how um aggressive it is. And so especially for people like this is something that me and you probably don't. We're both bigger dudes, and I think that we've both like been beaten up before. And so that I think you handle yourself differently for those. Like if you know that you could beat someone up or hurt them just by like on accident, and you've been beaten up before, I think you handle yourself a little bit differently. And so I don't know, that might be a little too gracious to them, or trying to explain why they're acting in this way. But it's a type of performative aggression, type of performative masculinity that's I don't know. I again like this is weird. Like I don't want to overly psychologize them. I just wish they'd kind of stop. They're like it's just like a bad witness, and it makes me feel bad for my Orthodox friends.
yeah.
It would be, well, actually, I was about to make a joke that it would be like so bad if there was like a Kierkegaard scholar who was just out there like bullying people. Um,
He's just bullying himself in the mirror.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I think that I might be that guy. I might be the Kierkegaard bully. That might be me. So I think I might have named it myself.
Like again, like I don't. I'm upset at myself for even reacting to it. Part of it's like really
Defensiveness over PBK. I felt
yeah, it's
defensive for PBK.
like what
Like,
yeah,
stop
what
talking shit about my
PBK?
man.
Like, dude, what are you crazy, dude? Like, and PBK would just be like, whatever, you know.
He would
I'm
just
sure.
laugh. Yeah, he would just laugh. He would do that weird laugh where you can't quite tell if he was really laughing or if it's just a ploy to
Right.
to hide his buttons. But
I want those. I want that laugh, dude. I want to be able to have that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
apparently, I have built-in Riverside, so I don't have the laugh.
That's
So
just like a black belt level move that me and you just have years and years to go until we can
yeah,
get to that level.
yeah. Again, I just think like this is
Has it affected your prayer life?
well, no, not yet. I mean,
Not
it
yet.
sure it'll definitely go into my prayer life, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but it'll have an effect on the prayer life for sure.
If you were, like, have you the whole like pray for your enemies thing? It's always a fun question to me is like, what do you actually pray for when you pray for your enemies? You know?
Well, I guess one thing that I do is in a prayer that I do. Um, I've recently been kind of just all of the people that I know. I in my as I'm saying this prayer, it's a repeated prayer. But I have their face in my mind, and them in my
Yeah.
mind during that prayer, and then I move on to the next person, and then I move on. So it's family, it's all my coworkers, it's everybody that I know, in close connection with, and it's like all of the disgusting things that are in the world and people that scare me, and I really do try to do that because I don't like, that's what I don't understand. Like, is this not a serious situation called life, you know? And like, and what's the balance of taking things too seriously and not, and it's like, um, and yeah, maybe I'm fragile, probably, but like,
Wait, so what do you pray for your enemies? What do you I guess I'm asking a simple
thy will be
question.
done. So whatever God's will is there. I don't, who am I to say, right?
So you're not praying for like their general well-being or for
No, I'm
really
praying
anything
for God's
specific.
will, what God would have for them, because I think
Mm,
that's the best thing that I could pray for them, and of course that would
yeah.
include that,
Good things for them, right?
yeah,
Like, yeah.
of course, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
then also if it is the Lord's will to just like make them hurt. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Lord, if it be your will, place a pebble in the shoe of my enemies tomorrow. I think people used to do prayers like that a lot more. I mean, I
Mm.
think that's basically how like pagans pray. It's like, you know, Moloch, please destroy my enemies.
I had this weird thought about like why this guy is doing this, or people like him are doing it, and because they seem to kind of speak for their church as if they are some sort of like strong mouthpiece for the church.
Yeah, like apologist or evangelist or something.
Yeah, and I think, wow, I honestly think maybe it's that they have too many people coming to fill the buildings that they can't, like, they don't have the buildings to house them, so they're just trying to scare people away with
The
weird
priest
shit.
can't wrangle. Yeah, the only reason they're getting away with it is because the priests have like 300 other young conservative crazy dudes that they have to wrangle.
Yeah, it's a weird the conservatism thing is weird. Okay, so I have this thought about this. I've been calling it ortho woke, but it's like, so the woke movement that we know of from the last 10 years has been more politically driven with like theological kind of framing that they don't know about. So like theology on the back end. And then I was thinking, but the ortho woke movement is more of it's more front loaded on the theology, but has political framing in the background, and so it's just kind of like this inverted kind of and it's like I'm gonna be woke about. I got my theological grievances, and I just think like why why do you care if the guy's talking about eating Bible verses? Why do you really give a
Yeah.
shit?
I
Why
think
do you
you're
care
onto
about
something, but I'd probably have to think about it more. The whole ortho woke thing. I think that would it doesn't immediately work perfectly for me, so I'll probably just have to listen back and figure it out. But one thing I notice, they talk
Mm,
way more about church than they ever talk about Jesus, which is just kind of weird. You know, everything they talk about is the church. They never talk about Jesus. It seems
yeah,
like.
yeah. Well, and the other thing that really gets under my skin is it's like I could just say some bullshit about somebody and then be like, "Lord, forgive me," and I'll say it on the camera, and I'm doing it kind of like in a weird kind of like it's like a what's the word? It's not genuine. I'm just saying it to be like cheeky, you know, like oh forgive me,
Oh well,
or
I mean, that would be taking the Lord's name in vain. That's a Ten Commandment issue right there, brother.
I mean it's just so weird to me. It's like what are you doing, dude? This is what I mean. So many of us who weren't in the church for decades, these are the people that we are. You guys are the guys. I don't why don't
Well, it's very interesting how the Lord works. Like I think that it's very likely that lots of dudes have kind of come to the Lord through these crazy online figures. At the same time, I do think that these crazy online figures are not the best, representations of Christ or members of, being member of His body. And so, it's strange, but also like just because the Lord can use something that's crazy doesn't mean that we have to like put up with it or give it attention for that matter.
yeah
Which is kind of like, I don't know. For me, that's the hardest part because I kind of made the conscious decision, like, okay, I know that this is going to like raise my blood pressure and kind of like piss me off, but I'm just going to watch it and I'm going to process it through the emotions of like anger and disgust. And so I'm going to feel crappy all day. But I will say this one thing that actually um, helped me. So I have this new job where I wash dishes at a restaurant. And today, the owner of the restaurant, her son, who's like this really smart, like 7 or 8 year old, might actually probably younger, maybe like 5 or 6. Oh, my wife said he's 8. So, but he came to the restaurant and he was eating dinner like by himself because both of his parents were kind of working behind, working the restaurant. And so I sat with him and just kind of had this like very, very simple conversation. I mean, he's a smart kid, but it wasn't it wasn't like talking to you or talking to Neil or somebody like that where like I'm gonna get and this probably sounds stupid because of course it's a kid, but like I just mean I mean this sincerely, like
yeah
that 20 minutes with an 8-year-old was more valuable than all of the stinky talky and the polemics and the argumentation that I put myself through for the rest of the day to
yeah
just kind of, you know, talk about dumb movies and school and changing your name so that it's easier to write on your paper. Like all of this like
yeah
mundane, that's the stuff, like that's um and what's crazy too is I know that I know. I trust. I have intuition that those guys in real life with their families are admirable men with like virtuous qualities that like we would be shocked to see, frankly, because of their online persona. And so I mean, if I were PVK, I would call this my Calvinism. But I just think that it's a really balancing idea. Brett will like this too. But like the idea that in the people you hate the most, there's probably some moment, some quality, some virtue that if you saw it in its fullness would like knock you off your feet and would make you feel so small compared to how great they are. At the same time, your favorite people, there's probably something in their life that if you saw it would disgust you and bring you to the point of vomiting and hatred towards that person. So these virtues and vices, these sins and these fruits of the spirit, um, they're intense, you know? And so I
Yeah.
think that this is why Jesus tells us not to judge, is because one, it's like very complex. And then two, it's just like not right for us to do it. So
Yeah.
that doesn't mean we can't have discernment. That doesn't mean we can't, like we're doing, kind of just say, like, this doesn't really make sense and doesn't seem like a really good thing to be a part of. And it,
Yeah.
whatever. But like, I definitely don't, for myself at least, I don't want to get into a position where I'm kind of presiding as judge over these people in terms of like, because that's the other thing, right, Chad? Like they could be, this could all be a fake. Like it could be pro felicity to the nth degree. Like they could just be completely insincere and it all be a grift. Like seriously, it could be. I don't
I
think
know.
that's what it is. I think they genuinely think what they think, and they might play a little bit of a um like we all do, kind of when our face is on the screen, like we might play a little bit of a character, kind of. And once you do that for long enough, and you've got the Pavlovian response of the Ko-fi links coming in, you can I know firsthand, you can definitely get carried away with that. But like, um, yeah, I think I don't know. One thing I connect with you about is just like this kind of thing can like not only just ruin a day for me, it can like ruin a full week. And so I'm kind of glad that you came on because it gave me a good opportunity to kind of just be like, you know what, we can just shake this off. We don't have to care about this really that much. I don't think he really like slammed PVK into the dirt or anything either, like
No.
um, on the points. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel better just having debriefed with you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, thanks. Thanks for coming. I mean, that again, it's um yeah, I'm glad you came and talked to me. I run a risk at this is a risky thing to even touch, because first of all, I couldn't like I don't have the kind of uh I'm not put together in the way that I could actually, you know, be witty enough and funny enough and have strong enough memes to battle in this way. I just don't have that in me. Um, um, so there's that, but yeah,
Well, the
the big
secret to that one is they prepare. That's what you don't see. They like the rest of their job, quote unquote, is to like figure out the, and it's argumentation, it's debate, like it's a skill, and the skill is kind of setting traps and avoiding traps, essentially.
yeah,
And
I don't
so
want to live like that. I don't want to live like
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
also,
Well, it's
like,
just a game, right?
yeah,
Like what you know, it's like uh you play chess with someone and whoever wins in chess, basically that's who's right. And that's also like the fate of your soul rests upon it. And so if you really want to take it to where these guys are taking it, it almost becomes silly.
yeah,
It's like, okay, so because you're a better debater than me, I'm going to entrust my soul to just what you think. Yeah, thanks, no thanks, buddy.
yeah. And I guess, and then the bigger picture looking at is, um, I I don't know how big of a fad it is and how long it'll last. Part of what I was thinking was, now that well, the whole attention economy is driven by grievances. Really, I mean, that's like one of the biggest uh, well, grievances and probably sex, right? And so now that like the woke stuff is kind of like a dying story or not as lucrative as it once was, what's the next best thing that we could pick up and use as like uh our main our what's the main crop that we're going to be farming? And it's something like theology and church tribalism. And that's and so and the corner is kind of squarely in the middle there, and I think we do an exceptional job for the most part at um kind of like not not playing with a lot of that. I mean, there are some who are brave
You've
enough
been
to do
hanging
it.
out with Neil too much, dude. You're starting to navel glaze, and hanging out with Neil too much.
Bitch, I'm the original navel gazer, all right?
No, I like when you gaze your navel. I don't like when you gaze the TLC's navel. But feel
Anyhow, I
free.
think
It's your
that
show. It's your show.
that but the danger is where that or the concern, I suppose, is um as we continue to play in this realm, like um what do we do? You just turn away and not look and not engage, or do I have to call my Kierkegaard bully, to come, you know fight my battles for me? You know what I mean? I don't want to do that.
Well, yeah. I would think I guess my advice would be to treat it like a high school lunchroom, you know? And I guess depending on what high school you went to, that could be very different things.
Dude.
Um, but like it seems to me that most people know broadly whether or not they can sit at a certain lunch table.
True.
And YouTube makes you feel like you can sit at every lunch table, but you
Yeah.
can't actually sit at every lunch table.
No.
It's impossible. You have to sit at one lunch table basically. Um, and some people can kind of lunch table hop, but I'm one of those people, and even I had like a main lunch table that I was mostly at. So why do I say that? Well, basically just because like, yeah, I mean, for those guys specifically, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think
Mhm.
it has to do with the amount of donations, the amount of viewers, the amount of comments. It's a completely different thing.
Okay.
There's a reason why the TLC feels so warm and cozy for so many of us. And it's
Mhm.
because it's not that, right? And so this whole time we've been looking for something to unify over, and we may have found it. It's
Right.
Christian YouTube. We're not that. We're basically just not saying no to that.
Look
Um,
at you, navel gazing away. You go,
I name
girl.
see this is why I don't like the navel gazing, because I'm better at it than everyone, and
Yeah.
I just have to, I don't want to flex on you guys. Um, so no, I do think that there are reasons to to keep on keeping on. Um,
Oh,
and it's good that there's a differentiation factor. It's also good that PVK is the most popular one of us. You know, Other than him, we've only had one guy go mainstream. Actually, that's not true. We're getting more and more mainstream. Stephen DeYoung was on Tucker. So we're getting more attention. And this is what Neil did not want. And so I think it lands on Neil's shoulders to do something so vile, so reprehensible, so weird, so off putting that he keeps us where we need to be in terms of attention. I think
yeah.
it's kind of up to Neil. He needs to I hesitate to call it this, but some sort of public humiliation ritual needs to take place with Neil, I think.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I'm just throwing Neil under the bus. Not even here to defend himself.
I mean, he was on that guy's stream, so there. I mean, there it is, I guess. Maybe he should because Neil claims to be pretty witty, uh, and that was one of his superpowers. And maybe if he can bring back uh,
I
his
think he was witty at his Jewish fraternity, which is a kind of a low bar, you know?
what was the guy? Sam.
Just try. I'm gonna have to call Neil after this and apologize.
What was who's that atheist Sam guy? Sam, what's his nuts? The guy that talked to Jordan Peterson
Oh, Sam
originally.
Harris?
Sam Harris, yeah. Yeah, Neil's gonna have to put his Sam Harris shoes on and leave the Catholicism behind and just go like full bully. He'll just have to go bully him and go Tom Luke's and them or something, you know?
Hey, you want to hear? That reminds me. You want to hear something else that like messed with my day on an emotional level?
Yeah.
Um, an old time friend from like years and years ago. We have so much history, so much kind of. mm, If we both joined AA, I imagine we would both have amends to make to one another, kind of a thing.
Hmm.
Um, and he posted this video on Instagram where he was taking this. He's a very interesting guy and very fun to listen to talk and to think, and but he was going through this kind of like BuzzFeed listicle of like figure out what your philosophy is. And he's not like a philosophy fan like me, like he doesn't know his Aristotle from his Plato, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah,
And
that's me.
yeah, lots of people. It's fine. It's normal.
I know. It's
But
good.
so he was kind of like taking this test, and then it got to this question that was like, do you believe in God? And he was like, no, I do not believe in God. And that kind of like I just felt this like big stab in the heart kind of a thing.
Mhm.
Um, and also I disagreed with like all of his opinions, but I always disagree with him. Like that's kind of our relationship. So that wasn't the surprising part to me. What was surprising was like, and I knew that he was kind of an atheist already, but like I think after watching all of the like polemics, it was like a good, like I still have like friends that I need to like in some ways like reconcile with, but then also that are like so done with the church, so done with that type of like argumentation, and like that they kind of are just like relieved to be in a place where they can just kind of say confidently that like I don't believe in God, and that like their parents don't cry anymore, kind of a thing. Um and so engaging with somebody like that who doesn't really even care about philosophy as much as he cares about hearing himself talk, which is me too, for most of my life. But like to me, it's kind of like none of those like and I love apologetics and I love philosophy and I love like argumentation and both like highbrow argumentation and like bar, or like hanging like job site arguments. Like I love both of those. Um, but neither of those, well, I think that the job site type of argumentation would work for my friend. Um, but there is this kind of like weird way in which um none of that stuff seems helpful in that situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was that you said that made me think of that, but um yeah, I don't know.
I watched and I gotta get going soon, but I watched this Ezra shared a song with me uh like a couple weeks ago. And today it popped up, a live version of it popped up with this the guy's name is Dan Reeder. The song is called Clean Elvis. And it's a cool song. I really liked it a lot. And but it popped up today as uh a live version, and it's that guy, and he's an old dude, and his daughter is touring with him, and she's 27. And he talked about how he was all like nervous about, like, he gets stage fright, and his friend told him to quit his bitching because he already won, because he convinced his 27-year-old daughter to come on tour with him and play music with him. And I thought that was so cool, man. And then I started like thinking about um I hope to God I am able to spend time with my daughter when she's 27. I hope I even make it. I'll be like 60, I'll be 70 years old. And
That's old. That's like old for regular guys, but also big dudes like you. That
I
you don't
know
see too many like giant dudes at 70. There are some.
it breaks my heart, dude. And like that to me is like, when I think about that, the reality of the situation is, who really gives a fuck about the ortho bros?
Yeah.
Honestly, why do I give a fuck when I got like the entire universe in some
Yeah.
sense?
Well, then the
Sit-
other thing too, along those same lines, is like you could, you know, you could like leave, not leave like real for real, but like you could spend less time with your daughter and spend more time exercising. And that would be, that would be a sacrifice or whatever, an investment to make it to 70. But
yeah.
is it worth missing stuff? That I have no,
Yeah.
I'm not a dad, but that to me seems like
It's
that
not
seems
off
like
the
an
table.
impossible predicament that you're in as a father. It's like,
Yeah.
you want to spend as much time with them, but you also need to like sacrifice some of the time that you would want to spend with them to like make
Yeah.
sure that there's a life for them. Being a dad seems pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Seems like also seems pretty awesome, you know, just based
it
off of
is.
your you.
It is. It's not off the table. The um, especially since I just discovered this Anatoly dude, and I'm like, this guy's hilarious. And geez, I should probably just do some working out or something.
Yeah.
But so it's not off the table. I'm just not there yet. And if I know my
You
story,
should take her for walks. Exercise with
I
her.
did today. We did today.
Yeah, there you go.
If I'm paying any attention to the story that I'm living, the life that God has given me, um, basically everything that I said I wasn't going to do, uh, or that was impossible, has come to be in my life, and I mean that for the better. So you
Mark
know what I'm
says if you
saying?
make it to 60, you'll probably make it to 80. And he's a big dude.
Yeah, not as big as me.
No, similar heights though. I feel like well, you're a little
Yeah,
taller, I think,
yeah.
um
He
but I
probably
think
eats
you
better than I do too.
well, yeah, and SoCal, dude.
Yeah.
He's in Southern California. The weather's always perfect. He doesn't have to deal with hard winters. Hard winters age you.
Honestly, I think this is why, I
You need to
have like
move down here, dude. Y'all need to come down south.
no,
Come.
no, no. I like it up here. I like it up here, and I think like honestly, some of the drive and the pull to be creative it's in there somewhere too. I want to leave some of that behind for her.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Well, is your wife creative? I don't remember
she
if
is.
yeah.
I've been trying to coax her into being more creative actively because there are good storytellers and then there are great storytellers, and she
This is
actually is
true.
a great storyteller. She actually so if you end up reading the detective story that's going to come out in the little zine,
Okay.
she did the editing for it that I wrote. So I wrote it and then
Oh,
she
yeah.
edited it because I don't know how to edit anything, barely know how to spell,
Yeah.
and
I
so
bet
I
a wife would be like the best editor in the world too. And I know you
dude,
gotta go soon. Sorry I keep
yeah, no,
interrupting.
she is, dude, and she's like, so when I gave it to her, it was like basically 12 pages in one block. Like there was no space. And she went through and edited the whole thing for me and made it all. And she's so good at that, dude. And dude, it's like, can you imagine like having one of the best storytellers you've ever encountered be your editor? That's pretty cool.
That is sick.
So,
That is sick.
I'm glad
My
we're
I
ending
would
on a great note, man. This is
yeah.
good.
I would let my wife edit my stuff, but it would hurt my feelings.
Mhm.
No, it's funny, the her favorite song I ever wrote was a song called, Space Cow about a astronaut hippopotamus. Mm. And it's a dumb song, like, it's just about a hippopotamus in space, and, but also he likes Lord of the Rings, and so the end of the song ends with, references to Lord of the Rings. So it's a very strange you would think that I was doing drugs at the time. I was not. I was completely sober, I worked for the church. Mm, I don't even think when I wrote it, I don't even think I had any beer or anything. I think I was just, like, on coffee and cigarettes at the time, so, um yeah, feel free to go check out Space Cow. It's my wife's favorite McMo song. It's actually by the artist Three Virgins though, because it was part
I
of my
love Three
collective
Virgins.
work.
Three Virgins is some of my favorite stuff. Yep.
Well, Three Virgins is on indefinite hiatus, unfortunately, but
It's okay.
um, something to pray for. It would be great if Three Virgins could have a reunion someday, but it's not looking great. So, and it's not because of me, even though I'm kind of in charge now that everybody doesn't care anymore. Uh,
Well, I care, and hey, if you want to do I'm also looking forward in the future to be able to do some music. Um,
well, I'm
but
working on my album, and I've got like lots of I'm at a place where I kinda need to, like, either send it to people for some outside innovation, or I need to really, like, um, go into solitude and kind of finish it type of thing. But that's a whole nother conversation, and you need
You
to
know
go
where
to
I'm
bed.
at, bro. I'm always up for contributing as a nameless player on your stuff. So,
Probably just send it all to you and get your thoughts, and then if there's something that sounds like it could use some guitar, that would be incredible.
all right, brother.
All right.
Thank you
Well,
for
I love
making
you.
my day. I appreciate you. Love you.
And you see you just languish here by yourself. Love you too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye, everybody. Be well.